Imo State government has abolished ceremonies and parties for kindergarten, nursery, and GSS3 students, saying the practice burdens parents. Commissioner for Education Professor John Cliff Nwadike announced that schools must also adopt the approved list of textbooks and use them for a minimum of 4 years, enabling siblings to reuse them. He warned proprietors, particularly in private and faith-based schools, against violating the directive. He stressed that frequent textbook changes impose financial strain on parents and disrupt educational stability. By adopting the approved textbooks and allowing them to be used for the specified period, schools can promote a more efficient and effective learning environment, he said. The ministry noted that it will monitor compliance closely and sanction schools that disregard the rules. Many Imo residents welcomed the initiative, with parents on social media describing it as a relief from exploitative practices where schools allegedly use graduation parties and repeated textbook changes to extort families. I mean, you have your girl. I know that your girl is being promoted to a new class just now, and you are the graduation party. So I mean, this story meets you in two ways. Number one, I can imagine that you would have paid for your daughter's graduation. Absolutely. Moving from, she's moving to pre-nursery.
Rather nursery to primary one.
Right, from nursery to primary one. And you have paid for that event. And right now you're expected to purchase books. I think school is resuming from the 8th of September or thereabouts. You're expected to purchase books for the new class, right? And if you had another kid coming, they can't repeat those books that are going to be used in primary one, because the child, even if the child is right behind, they will need a fresh purchase of new primary one textbooks. What are your thoughts on this particular report?
You see, when you clothe this type of things as you want to aid the parents, make them reduce their spending, the financial burden on it. On the face value, it looks okay. Everybody wants to have some more money in his pocket. But if you look at it critically, notice that this policy seems to be a little bit of a draconian law. I mean, you don't. I keep saying it. Societies are best which have small laws. You don't regulate every aspect of people's life. You don't regulate people into their bedroom. Yes, parents may spend money in graduation, but why do they have PTA meetings in various schools, whether private or secondary school? These are things that can be discussed. Yes, you want people, and these are things that can even come from moral persuasion. You cannot make it a law that schools shouldn't have graduation parties. No, it's up to them and the parents to decide whether they want to have. Mind you, some of these things, for some people, it's a milestone. That child, it's a milestone. For that first-time parent, it's a milestone that has been achieved. And you are happy, you want to celebrate that milestone. You know, there is this, I think it was Bill Clinton also during the days of year when they were running for election. I can't remember which of them, but, at every convention, there was this talk called, like, let's not celebrate until, at every battle you have won. You don't wait for the whole war to finish before you celebrate. Every battle is worth celebration. And every battle contributes to the final victory you have for the war. So you may, and it's the same thing when you may lose a battle, but not the war itself. So parents should be concerned. I mean, it's not the place of government to tell people how to celebrate. Of course, there could be the moral persuasion. It's in the place of parents and the schools to decide that, hey, at this stage, XYZ amount is much for me to pay. But to make it a law that you're taking out something. Even schools, an organization even have end of year party. Why do you do that? You are thankful that you've been able to complete this fiscal year. Or even organization call their shareholders at the end of a fiscal year, we have a little get together. You are thankful that we have been able to complete this period. So let's celebrate. To the extent you want to celebrate is left to you.
Right.
If I decide to break the bank, if I can afford it, to celebrate X, Y, Z, it's up to me. And that person may feel like, no, I can't break the bank to do that. It's still up to the person. But at every point, it's up to parents and the school system to decide. So it shouldn't be a matter of law, a policy to say, oh, we want to put an end to graduation parties. No, it shouldn't be that. Parents and the school should be allowed to do that. What I should expect from the government to create a system that makes create for everybody's voice to be heard. So if I'm in that school and I don't want my child to join in that party, because of course at that time my child is still an underage, a minor, so I decide what happened. I don't want to be said. My child should not be victimized by reason of not being part of that party, not paying money for that party. So on that day, my child stays away. Because if you say, oh, you make it a law that schools don't celebrate, parents who want to celebrate their children may still find a way to celebrate their children, and even in more expensive ways. Because when you put the collective school together, you know, they say maybe economics of cost may come in as against you taking your child specifically to organize a party or something. So I don't think it should be a matter of law. Is it possible that it drills a hole in the pockets of parents? Yes. Is it possible that at times parents have been compelled to do this thing? Yes. Those are the things we should deal with. Taking away element of force in what we do. So making draconian rules from it, no matter how good it is, shouldn't be part of our system. Rather, we should encourage a system where people are free to choose what they want. If I want my child to be part of that party, yes. If I don't want, let it be that way. Nobody should victimize my child or make my child look inferior for that. Yes. So it's up to me to explain to my child, while I don't want us to be part of this party. It could be for religious reason, it could be for anything. It could also be for economic reason. Then for the books, I think that's also welcome. That already we shouldn't have even gotten to this place if our systems were working effectively, because back in the days when we were in school, I remember some of our books were handed over to our younger ones, other ones handed over to us. I think it should be that way. But there are some books, maybe like workbooks, that you expected to walk into, you know, those questions. Those ones are part of it. But things like English readers, mathematics textbooks.
Because you know that right now, the way these books are, they're usually exercises to be done internally in the math textbooks, in the English textbooks. I don't know, what do you think the reasons were for us to move from the normal hand-me-downs?
Most of the times, these books are also approved by the ministry. So that's
exactly what I was
going to say. These books are approved by the ministries of education across the state and at the center. So if we have an effective system, this is an internal thing. They should have decided that, okay, going forward, let's separate the core textbook from the hand books. So if I have 4 children, for example, and my first child have used this specific, let's say, intensive English book, the other siblings can inherit that book and use it. It saves us some money. However, for the purpose of giving them practical experience of what they have done, maybe the workbooks can be separate. So I know that what I have to contend with is buying a workbook, which may be at a lesser cost than buying the full textbook.
Right. That would make, like they say, make things more easy for the parents.
Absolutely.